What's up, YouTube? Webbers5 here, coming at you today with a top deck that happened from a regional that my friend entered. My friend Noah, who went top 16 at a regional with Tenyi Swordsoul.
So this is the deck list. Triple Ecclesia, pretty standard. Triple Long One. Triple Moye, double fire, and this is the spice. One Irish Swordsoul. This essentially helped me push for game in a couple of rounds, and against I think it was in the final round where I was playing against a Phantom Knight player.
So it's my turn.
I didn't have a target to send to the graveyard with Tenyi, so I just sent this, and my Baron was done. My Baron was done activating its effect, so in his standby, I just sent the Baron back to the deck and a special summon this. And once he made Cherubini, I just popped the Cherubini with this, and I had IO set, so I essentially just won the game.
Nice.
So it came in once in a while. Then next for the Tenyi monsters, we'll play Triple Ashna,
Search for the invocation.
Triple Adara, the double Vishuddha, and the one Sthana. This is just as a Heavenly Dragon Circle target, which surprisingly in none of my rounds, none of my Swordsoul cards were actually negated, so it didn't come up as much.
Oh yeah, because Sthana's graveyard effect only works on a non-effect monster, isn't it?
No, that's not the point. I'll probably show you what I'm talking about. The one Protoss,
Actual best option.
2 broken, best card in this deck.
Yeah,
You just declare dark if you're going first, and if you do know what your opponent is playing, depending on your field, you can just like declare the type, and they can't special summon any longer.
Nice.
The spells, I play Triple Swordsoul Emergence, the Rotor for Worm monsters and Swordsoul monsters. The Monster Reborn, Swordsoul Sacred Summit.
So the Archetype gets a Reborn and a Rotor.
Yeah. Oh shit. It has 3. In the OCG, Swordsoul Emergence is actually limited now. For good reason, I guess. This is limited now in OCG. I do see it getting limited soon.
Maybe not just yet because
it's the deck's relatively new. This is the reason I play Sthana, Heavenly Dragon Circle. So what you could do is, say you normal summon your Moye and it gets impermed or Wailered, you can just activate Chain this, tribute this away, get Sthana to hand. So the imperm or the Wailer loses timing, and you can just special summon out the Sthana and go into your Yugioh regardless, because it distributes the card as cost.
Tributes as cost, and then you
ending my turn, and
then you add one to hand. Nice.
Something wrong.
It did come up once, but unfortunately the opponent had an Ash in his hand as well, so he ashed me, and I essentially lost the round.
You don't run Baladrock in your... Okay.
Then spells, I played 3 Chalice.
See people going back to Chalice now.
So it was an option between this and Droplet for me, but I would prefer having my resources in my hand, and Droplet kind of makes me lose card advantage. So I felt like Chalice was a better option, and if you think about it, aside from Dragoon, in this format there aren't many cards that actually don't let you target them.
That is very true at the moment.
And I can play over Dragoon, so that's not a problem.
Like maybe you'd get a couple of matchups every 1 or 2 rogue matchups where they've got like an untargetable boss, but in the meta format, I can't think of anything
Exactly.
that's untargetable outside of Dragoon.
That's kind of the reason, and it's a regional, so you're looking to climb up the ladder in a way. The one Harpy's Feather Duster never came up, to be honest.
But probably a guy that you had, but you'd still rather play it.
It was a plan B. I mean, it did come up against mine, but round 1 I lost the game. But round 2 and round 3, I had Lightning Storms and Cosmics, so I could just push through.
So my invocation's still going off.
The double Desires.
So obviously
Maybe I should have played 3 of these instead, but I was just testing out 2 Desires for now. And, the one Call by, pretty standard, so it has to be played.
The notes must be together for the content.
That's it for the spells.
We need the
I played the one Swordsoul Blackout.
Like, okay,
So
like, does she have to deal with you?
this card actually came up quite often because if you banish it, you get a token, and it also targets. You can target your level 10 Synchro Swordsoul.
As long as she doesn't
Protected by banishing a card, that way pop 2, and then you can also banish another card, non-targeting banish from the graveyard and from the field. So it's pretty broken.
That's pretty decent.
Then for the hand traps, just the 2 ash, the double whalers, and the triple impermanence.
I'm just going to quickly move over there because I don't want to look at those platinum trailers.
I'm going to die next turn anyway, so I can basically attack anything. But I'm going to attack his back.
These were like self-explanatory again.
Okay, so he's on
And
by 1,000.
So that's
the one order.
Yes.
Flipped it up against Sky Strikers, automatically won.
Yeah, sounds like any deck that relies on spell.
okay.
I've had Imperial Order flipped on me, and I've just been like,
Balor drop
done.
affecting
Just
grave.
scoop. That's it.
No response.
The 3 tokens in the extra deck.
Even though tokens aren't technically supposed to be in the extra deck, but sure. So what were your choices of tokens? Dual drag.
Dual Dragon, Ice Barrier, and another Dual Dragon. Shout out to Hashem for those. Extra deck 2 Monk of the Tenyi and 1 Shaman.
Yeah.
I never had to go into Shaman to extend my plays, but the monks do. They will come up because I'm playing the shooter and the Arshana. These were pretty necessary as a utility option.
Because I always get that wrong.
I was playing double box here. This card's so good. Number 1, it's a soft once per turn, so you can just make another box here and just return cards to the hand. And it also
soft ones per turn.
yeah, and it also returns.
I'm glad
And it brought back Ecclesia in a game where I could, with the Ecclesia, I could just go combo off again with just the 1 Ecclesia. So this was really, really important.
And Maxi, of course, one of those just famous synchros that got reprinted with its name wrong because they misspelled synchro.
So they took Sharmas and made
And the 1 Shaofang. This is essentially for like protecting your board against Nibiru, or it was mainly for the Drytron matchup, because if you make this against Drytron and they don't have a negate, they just lose. They just automatically lose. Because
The main thing about Xiaofeng that makes them lose.
so you're gonna be making Shaofeng off of Baxia.
Yeah.
So since you use the light Yang Zing, they can't special summon light monsters.
Oh, so it prevents the usage of attributes of the Yang Zings.
And another advantage with Shaofeng is if it goes to the graveyard, you can add a tuner to hand. So that's your Ecclesia, your Veiler, and your Ash.
Okay, I need to know.
And I played 2 Chi Zhao. Really, really necessary in the deck. It's your combo starter. The 1 big boss monster, Shen Yang. I think I made these cards in every game I played. This is just a beatdown because it gains 100 attack for every card that's banished, and your opponent loses 100 attack for every card that's banished.
You do 1 desires, that's an instant 1k.
Exactly.
Well,
And
technically 2k if you're thinking of just difference in damage.
the additional advantage is if a card is banished from the field, you can just non-target banish a card from your opponent's field and graveyard.
Non-targeting banishes are always fun.
Also, it has a protection effect where you can just banish a card from your graveyard, which in itself again triggers its effect. So it's an insane card. The other cards I played were 1 Draco Berserker. I made this card so many times.
He's a very fun synchro.
He is probably the reason why I won against a Birds player in time, because he had Shireg and Keras.
Yeah.
So I just went in. I had about 30 seconds left. I just quickly went into the
Try
Berserker,
and make a Charmer deck work.
looked at all of my plays, hit over the Keras, hit over the Shireg, and that took him down lower. He had lower life points than me, and I had a card that could potentially just banish whatever he's gonna put out. So this came in clutch. I play the 1 Yazi. This never came up, but it's always good to have this card because your deck can level modulate very easily. And if this card cannot be targeted, that's another advantage. Plus, if you can pop this and another card, and then if while it's in the graveyard, you can special summon another Swordsoul card, because this special summons worms from the deck.
Nice.
Then I played one Crimson Blader. This card, it came up once against Swordsoul where I kind of completely broke his board, and I made this and I beat over his Protos, and that's it. He was locked out of level 5 or higher monsters. So
that's kind of the end of Swordsoul.
Yeah, that's essentially the end of Swordsoul. And if it was against, I don't know, this would probably come up against Plunderees as well. It could come up against Invoke. So it's a pretty good card to have in the extra deck, in my opinion. The one Dragite, the only time I made Dragite was against Mystic Mine, where I kind of broke down his board, and I just kept this as a safety precaution to like negate whatever he's going to throw my way.
Because I kind of thought it was a bit underwhelming, but actually I started thinking
the next cards, Ruddy Rose. I mean, both the times I made this card, I kind of lost the game, but people effectively have to play around it, because I made this against Phantom Knights, and I essentially banished his entire graveyard, including Destroy Phoenix Enforcers. His Phoenix Enforcers, his Fog Blades, his all of his backup Phantom Knight cards.
Okay, I need to take a closer look. When you put out its card effect, that was true.
That card's nasty.
What if it's secret? Banish everything from grave on Synchro.
Goodbye, top all your grave.
So yeah, against Phantom Knights, this. If you can survive their follow-up, this card is just brutal against them.
That card sounds brutal against every deck in the meta.
Get rid of DPE, like just anything that revolves around.
And then, yep, the OG Baron de Fleur. I made this card. I think I made this card in every game I played. Again, a really mandatory card to have. Again, I think it was in game 3 where against Swordsoul, where I just swapped this out for Irish Swordsoul, and I held control for one turn. So yeah, it's pretty broken. For the side deck, I had 3 Droll and Lockbird. If you're not playing this, I don't know what you're doing.
Best hand trap in the format.
3 Evenly didn't come up as much as I'd hoped it would. 3 Dark Rulers, this came up, although it wasn't that useful in my opinion. Again, 3 Cosmic. Came up against the Mystic Mind match, but it was more of an interruption for me to win the game than actually coming up clutch.
This is gonna save you shit.
Then I played 2 Lightning Storms. These were really important again.
I've been finding Lightning Storm is absolutely clutch in my side deck.
These are really clutch. And the main card that actually helped me finish X2, Red Reboot. You have to play this card in this meta, in this current format, in my opinion, because this card just stops order. It stops everything. It stops Phantom Knights. It stops everything. This card alone probably won me 3 to 4 rounds because of how broken it is. So yeah, like I think Reboot is like really necessary in the side deck, this format.
Yeah, you fucking have to against Did you have the mine too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, against Mystic Mine, I flipped order. The guy had Dark Bribe to negate it. I had the Reboot set and I immediately activated it, and that was it. That was where I won the game. Yeah. That's my deck profile.
And congrats on Hesham and for doing well at the regional.
Alright, so that's the profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you thought about it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.